Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Breakup Brad, and in today's video, we're going to answer the question, can you still get your ex back if they're dating again? Now, I'll cover a bunch of different scenarios, and I'll let you know what your chances are and what you should do next. So, whether you already know for sure that your ex is dating somebody new, or if you just suspect they might be, or even if you're just worried about what would happen if your ex started to date again, well, keep watching, because you're probably going to like what I have to say. And that's because in most cases, even if your ex has started dating again, you still have a decent chance of getting them back. Now, before we get into it, let's quickly clarify what it means when we say that your ex is dating again. Now, if we're talking about just flirting with other people and going on dates, then this definitely isn't the death sentence that you might think. This is perfectly normal behavior, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything about whether or not your ex is over you. People will often hop back on dating apps really quickly after breaking up, not because they're over their ex, but because they're so sad about the breakup and they just don't want to be alone. And there are also people, those people who are resolved to never get back with their ex after a breakup, yet still remain single and avoid dating for a long period of time. So based on that, we know that your ex going on dates with other people following the breakup is not a sure indicator one way or another. They could be over you, or they could be, so lost without you that they're trying desperately to actually replace you. And as hard as it is to see, you really need to put these thoughts out of your mind at this point because they really don't provide any useful information. Now, the real question here is, can you get them back if they have a new person that they're actually dating exclusively? And the answer here is still usually an emphatic yes, you can get them back in most cases. And that's because of something called a rebound relationship. And as I've already said, your ex may be dating again in an attempt to get over the breakup because of how much they miss you. The more quickly they seem to move on after the breakup, the more likely it is that your ex is actually just using dating as a crutch here. But despite how upset they are right now, sometimes this process works out and they do end up in an exclusive relationship with somebody new. So how can you tell the difference between a rebound relationship and something more serious? Well, here's what sets a rebound apart from a regular, real committed relationship. Number one, rebounds don't usually last long. Number two, rebounds are usually based on passion and convenience rather than compatibility or a real connection. And number three, rebound relationships are messy. So the question becomes, what do you know about your ex's new relationship? First off, how did they meet? If they met on a dating app or at a club, then this is a good sign for you. This means that the connection is probably purely physical and based mostly on convenience. If they met through mutual friends or a setup, this is often less of a good sign because it means they probably have at least a little in common. And the worst case scenario is that they knew this person before the breakup. Maybe this was the person that they told you not to worry about and is now their constant companion. Obviously, this one hurts, because it's, they've probably been building rapport with this person since before the two of you stopped dating. And secondly, do they have anything in common with this person? If your ex and this new person, both rock climb or work together or share a love of French cinema, whatever, then it's more likely that to become serious than it is to become just a rebound. But if they are, extremely different people that seem like an unlikely match, then this is obviously a good sign for you. They say that opposites attract, but the research and the evidence suggests the opposite. Many studies over the past 20 or 30 years have actually found that people who are more similar to their romantic partners tend to stay together longer and report happier relationships. A 2005 study from the University of Iowa came to exactly this conclusion, as did another study in 2017 from Cambridge University. I'll link to both those studies in the description below, but really in summary, sharing similarities in common interests, common personality traits, etc. is a strong indicator that a relationship will last. Now, of course, it can be difficult to glean all this information from the outside, especially since they're your ex. Actually, the more information you have about this relationship, the more likely it is that it's actually just a rebound relationship. Here's how I look at it. If you know much about your ex's dating life, then it's probably because they want you to know. And if they want you to know, then that's because they're trying to hurt your feelings or because they're angry at you for the breakup. And if they're angry at you for the breakup, it's because they still care about you and the relationship. So if your ex is constantly posting, about their new love interest on social media, then this is a sign that it's probably not going to last. They're more interested in showing people that they're doing just fine and that they're not affected by the breakup. And by people, I mean mostly you. And on top of that, if your ex entered into this relationship days or weeks after your relationship ended, then this is a powerful sign that they're not over you and they're just rushing into something new to avoid coping with their feelings. As hard as it can be, to hear that your ex is dating again, believe it or not, this rebound relationship can often actually be good news for you if you do want to get back together with them. I know you're probably asking yourself, how the hell can my ex replacing me with somebody else actually help me get them back? Well, the answer is really fairly simple. First of all, assuming that the new person your ex is dating is just a rebound relationship, some guy or girl they met in a club and hit it off with, then it's not serious. They're probably not doing candlelit dinners at a fancy Italian restaurant. They're just hanging out now and then, relying on the physical side of their relationship to maintain the bond. They probably don't have much in common, and they certainly don't have the same kind of bond that you and your ex built over your time together. And research has shown that the average rebound relationship lasts about 3 to 6 weeks. While of course, obviously that's not a hard and fast rule, it is true for most scenarios in my experience. And that means that it's extremely likely that your ex's rebound relationship will be over soon. And once the rebound ends, then your ex is going to have to face the reality of their situation. They're single, they're lonely, and they no longer have anyone to keep their mind off of you. While your ex, has been delaying this inevitable surge of heartache and loneliness, you've already been dealing with those emotions. Your ex's rebound just delayed this for them. And now that the rebound is over, those emotions are going to surface again. And honestly, they're going to be twice as strong because now they're dealing with 2 breakups. Even if the second one, isn't very important to them. 1 is bad enough, obviously, but 2 feels like a pattern, and that will make your ex feel like no one will love them. And this is where you come in. But first, let's lay down some ground rules. Rule number 1, don't let their rebound relationship affect your mindset. I know seeing your ex dating somebody else can make you feel crazy, but you need to put a lid on these feelings if you want this person back. If they get the sense that you're angry at them for dating again or even upset about it, this is going to make things awkward. They might feel like they have to apologize while knowing that they did nothing wrong. They may feel like you're controlling or being possessive. So definitely don't lash out. Many people are tempted to confront their ex when they see them dating again. They see it as a personal attack, a sign that they didn't take the relationship seriously. But really, this isn't the case. Remember that people date soon after a breakup because of how hurt they are. And also remember that you two were broken up and that they had every right to date other people during this time. So really, don't mention it or do anything to try and interfere with their new relationship. That is always a recipe for disaster. And rule number 2, continue with no contact. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I recommend no contact to most of my clients. But in fact, it's extra important in this kind of scenario. Of course, no contact means living without contact with your ex for roughly 30 days following the breakup. No texting, no calls, no hanging out, etc. Total radio silence as much as possible. Now, there is a lot more to it than that, but I'll link a video in the description below and in the pop-up here in the corner if you want to know more about using no contact correctly. And if your ex is dating somebody again, then no contact is going to be especially effective because it'll take your mind off their new relationship and avoid any kind of conflict that could result from it. It's also going to prevent your ex from comparing you to their new person, which is something that you really don't want. Right now, when they see this new person, they see them through rose-colored glasses. They're investing a lot into this person to save them from their heartbreak, so they're idealizing them like crazy. But when they look at you, they probably see baggage. So in this situation, honestly, you may even need to go no contact for slightly longer than you would typically. So give it 40, even 50 days instead of the usual 30. Remember that these kind of rebound relationships are usually only going to last 3 to 6 weeks, so you should be good to go when that time is up. And rule number 3 is to mute your ex on social media. Now, this one is optional, but it can be a huge relief for a lot of people. It's always good to know what you're up against, but if seeing them with this person is, hurting your feelings, making you emotional, then just remove this from the equation. Most social media platforms allow you to mute people without actively unfollowing them, and that honestly can be the right choice if you find that you're too obsessed with their comings and goings and what they're posting. Now remember, muting them, this is reversible and it's never going to hurt your chances to have a clear head and be less focused on your ex. If nothing else, this will at least give you more to catch up on when you do finally reconnect with your ex. And rule number 4, be the better option. So much about getting your ex back is about improving yourself and addressing your own failings. Remember, this other person is not necessarily sticking around for long, but even if they break up, it doesn't mean that your ex is necessarily going to jump back into your arms. And that's why you need to spend this time apart becoming a better version of yourself. What this looks like really depends on you. Basically, I suggest you just look for areas you'd like to improve in your life, and whether this is something that your ex has always complained about, something that drove you apart, or even just something that you've never been proud of. And then when you have found something to work on, set a tangible, achievable goal for yourself that you'll be able to complete in the next 30 days or so. This could mean running a marathon, getting a new job, painting your house, going on a trip. It really doesn't matter. It's just about getting that forward momentum in your life and the confidence that comes with it. And rule number 5, date around. So if your ex can date after the breakup, then so can you. So don't be shy, get on some dating apps, ask your friends to set you up, do whatever it takes to just get out there and go on a few dates. This may feel like a waste of your time if you know that you want your ex back, but I promise it's truly not. This is all about confidence. You've been through a tough time, and that's probably affected how you see yourself. And dating somebody new can really make you feel desirable again. It can also show you that you can turn on the charm if needed, and that is going to be vital when it comes to getting your ex back. I know that you probably only want to be with your ex and you don't feel like dating anyone else right now, but put yourself out there and go on a couple dates as soon as you can stomach it, even if you know it won't lead to anything serious, because it will help you get a second chance with your ex in the long run. And rule number 6, don't mention their new relationship. So when the time does come to reconnect with your ex, you might be tempted to ask about their relationship, their rebound, whatever, whether it's not over, how serious it is, those kinds of questions. But do not do this, because if you do, you're just asking for a fight with your ex. And even if it doesn't go that far, it still shows your ex that you're interested in them romantically and that you're going to put pressure on them to get back together if they do keep the conversation going. So really, you want to sidestep this whole mess for now. And whether or not your ex is still with this person is going to become clear if you do keep talking. So really, don't sweat it for now. Don't bring it up. And rule number 7, go to breakupbrad.com/quiz to take my free quiz. Look, much of this video is about whether or not you still have a chance with your ex. And one of the single best ways to evaluate your odds of success is just to take my free quiz at breakupbrad.com/quiz. Go there, take less than 5 minutes to answer a few questions. And when you click submit, you'll get a complete customized report breaking down how your ex is likely feeling about you right now, what your chances are of getting them back, and what you need to do to maximize your odds. Again, the quiz is completely free and it's at breakupbrad.com/quiz. And now, rule number 8, don't try to break them up. Now, I briefly touched on this earlier, but it really does deserve a separate mention here again because it's so important. If your ex is still dating somebody new, do not try to break them up. And do not ask them to choose between the two of you. Because if you do this, you're just going to create conflict and start an interaction off on a negative note. So remember, just pretend like this other person doesn't even exist. The truth is, even if you've heard things about this relationship, it could be over by now, or maybe it's not as serious as you thought. You don't really know their relationship status, so don't obsess over it. Don't make assumptions, and just talk to your ex like you used to. Show them the new and improved you, make them laugh and smile and enjoy your company, and rebuild your connection until your ex can't deny your chemistry and decides to ask you to get back together. That just about does it for this video. If you found any of this stuff useful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to keep the lights on over here. Also, be sure to visit breakupbrad.com/quiz and take 3 minutes just to complete that free quiz tool. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. Thanks so much for your support, and I will see you again soon.